to the next achievement. And as Shay tweeted yesterday, they're going to get their first win today. That, I think, is the game plan. Just get a win on the board, try and build upon that.
Well, here we go. And yeah, it feels like objectively winning is, of course, getting 3 games. But for these guys, winning is getting a game, and certainly can respect that. Build upon that from there. So hopefully we'll see whether or not if they can accomplish that goal in this series. They've got a tough task ahead of them, though, against the 9th rated team at the moment in the form of XSET. 440 points to their name from the first split. Only teams above them right now, teams like Loco, Rogue, Alpine, and of course you've got our top 6 as they're trying to find some way to get themselves into that top 6. And that's kind of a horrible spot as well for Seoul, because they're against a team that is not only expected to be better than them, but is a team that needs to perform better than them today. There will be no punches pulled.
Yeah, it might be a little bit disheartening going in. Oh, here we go. A chance for Shay. What a shot! Brilliant start for the underdogs. It looks like Twitch chat were right all along. They might have the upset on the cards.
Someone find the ref. Tell him to blow the whistle. It's done. Right there. 1-0.
Stop the count.
Yep. When are we going to start having...
1-0.
You know, I've always thought, Johnny, 57-second games in Rocket League was the future.
I thought this was first goal wins. Are we playing on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This must be one of Gibbs' crazy format ideas. But I was going to mention, so usually when you lose in an upper bracket round 1 to the 9th best team in the point standings, Loco, you go to the lower bracket and you face easier competition. But unfortunately for Seoul, they've gone to the lower bracket and they face the other 9th best team on the point standings, because the XSET and Loco are actually dead even for 9th. So it hasn't gotten easier at all on paper. In fact, I think it might have gotten harder, because XSET, although they're tied with Loco overall, I would say that they've got more potential as a roster. I wouldn't be surprised if they were a threat to the top teams at some point.
So it has been the perfect start, though. Shay desperate for that first game win, and he has already completed nearly 40% of that task. J-Power, that's gonna hurt. A huge demo on the goal line, and there is nothing to stop this one.
Yeah, Stealth, unfortunately, just bounced the ball off the wall. He was trying to bounce the ball off the curve towards safety, up the corner, near the wall. But because that's centered, any thoughts of a back pass were eliminated with that demo. Oh, look at Shay, 2-1. We've got one player who's on a mission. He means business.
Shay off the kickoff to himself. Who needs a team? That was, well, as clean as you like. Puts his team right back, and that's going to reset the mentalities as well. Goal against us? Well, what goal against us? Alpha Cat would like to try and get back forward again off the backboard. Hoxer does get his shot saved. J-Pal, though, the goal scorer earlier on, looked to pass to Hoxer, who was only just turning up to the play, so a little bit of a miscommunication and mistiming there by XSET. Oh, Shay again. He's looking for those demos. He is very proactive. He does not want to lose this one.
I'm a big fan. You got to root for the underdog, even though it would be a shame. Yeah, I think Shay POV would be a good one to watch. He's just hunting demos constantly. He's at the center of all the action. Yeah, we're loving what we're seeing from him
now.
It would be a shame to see XSET go out in round 1, but the Shay mission has to start somewhere. He's 0-12 in RLCS regionals for this year's games so far. Can he get a 1 on the board? That would be brilliant to see.
We are still here.
Look at him, he's getting boosts, he's amazing.
Oh, J-Pow, he's up against Shay!
Oh, he dodged the demo!
Oh! J-Pow, good enough to read it! And that is a dunk that will hurt for a very long time, but fantastic by XSET.
Yeah, great play by XSET. The run-on demo forced Shay to jump, and although Shay got a touch on that, you couldn't save it. The follow-through was just too good. Brilliant off-the-ball play by XSET. The aggression ties the game. I think it was a good try, though, by Shay, and that's the shot on target. J-Power holds his ground. Yeah, I think this is a much better showing from Seoul than what they had yesterday.
Well, Shay wants to find the hat trick here. He's going to struggle to do that, though, against 2 players. J-Pow does have Alpha kept to the far side, but Hoxer still downfield, means J-Pow decides to take it all the way by himself. Does still have the midfield option. J-Pow pre-jumping it. XSET starting to really rev up what they're trying offensively. And they also refuse to go away right now. AlphaCat, will he turn for it? Of course he will. But the shot will be blocked, whatever he wanted to go for. So J-Pow tries again. A lot of pressure coming out right here by XSET. It's J-Pow that ends up blocking his own teammate's shot. Just over a minute left. Pass over to Stealth. It's on target. Oh! 1 goal up. 1 minute remaining.
Yeah, these guys are definitely here for the win now. This is full aggression. The whole team commits to the attack. That's what you want to see. And with a minute left, I'm starting to believe, Shogun. I think they can do it.
Certainly so. We've already seen the XSET, though, have been really throwing everything at them. Just going to see whether or not they can actually try and pull it off, or if Stealth, who's going to be unchallenged here, can find the opportunity. Shea for the hat trick. It's blocked one more time. Path on in. Buys his team a little bit of time. They're still trying to get back. Pass over to J-Pow. Hoxer ends up leaving it. It's taken away, and AlphaCat has to go all the way back. A chance the breakaway didn't quite work. Shea can't move around for it. But this time in the corner is going to be so important. J-Pow actually revived on it. Over to Shea. It's off target. And now Path and Stealth on their way back. They're going to have Hoxer to contend with. Off the backboard one more time. Stealth should make it, but it's only as far as J-Pow. Shot on target and Path will clear.
It's still the attack continues. AlphaCat wants to follow up, but look at the defense. All these backboard reads are still hard to make under pressure, but fortunately for Soul, they're hitting every single one of them. Ground pitch slowly on target. The defense is in a mess. Oh, the pre-jump save comes in. And now the 0 boost 50-50 sets up the hard clear. Oh my goodness, they've done it. Oh, wow. XSET went for the roller, but it actually bounces on the ground. They thought it was going to stay up on 0 and they could go for the wall play. Not today, XSET. Soul take their first game in RLCS X. Shea takes his first game. 13th time lucky for the underdog here.
Right, so you've completed one of your objectives today. I think it's time to start looking a little bit higher now, Soul. You need 2 more to take this series against a very game XSET coming into this, but this is not what XSET wanted to do here. They wanted to come in, make a statement against a 0-12 team, and go up against SSG with a lot of momentum on their side. This is not the start they wanted there, and now they find out that, hey, this team is for real, and they offensively looking very dangerous.
You know, all you need to know about Soul so far is that, you know, game 1, Space Station today, game 1 Soul, I would take Soul any day. They were better than Space Station Gaming for game 1. But yeah, maybe only game 1. Space Station were pretty good for the rest of the series.
I mean, we went to the checklist there and said, did go for kickoff.
Yeah.
All right, well done, Soul. You've got game 1.
Yeah, Soul versus BDS when?
Ooh.
Give the people what they want.
Absolute legends as Stealth now tries to find a way to bring the ball down. Ends up being missed, but AlphaCat can't turn around quickly enough. Be very curious now to see how Soul are going to adapt to being in this situation. And it looks like they're going to adapt by putting even more pressure down. That's what you're going to want to see. Cannot afford for this team to retreat into their shell, but there's no way they can retreat in time for this. What a pass.
XSET have slowed the game down. They want to play as awkwardly as possible. And unfortunately for Stealth, that's another one of those passes off the wall that actually goes to an opponent. So that's probably a warning now. If Soul have picked up on that, they should try not to play those you know, back passes to their third man off walls, as XSET have been all over them.
Boom and clear from Stealth. But it has been a continuous issue here for Soul that whenever they commit a lot for offense, they've been doing it a few times. Stealth's going to get lucky as well because the ball ricocheted off him into the top part of the goal yet again. As J-Pow will just about make it back in time. But there's been a few times now where we've seen Soul go very aggressive looking for their goal, but they're not very good at buying themselves time to get players back. As now AlphaCat looks to try and make it 2. Something they're definitely going to need to sort out because I do like the aggression, but you need to have that time to get yourself back into a good spot as AlphaCat swipes over at Shea, and that prevents him from being able to take the shot.
Stealth with a monster bump off the back wall. That opened the net, in fact. It was just the rest of the team didn't believe. Parth and Shea had no faith in Stealth landing on the goalkeeper there. No follow-up came through, but they've got a chance here. Shay to Parth, J-Pow again with the interception, and XSET are starting to get a read on Soul. A lot of these passes are being shut down.
Shay's going to try and take over here. J-Pow removing one of the players. Alpha Cap warding off another. Very physical play style so far by XSET, looking to really throw off the momentum that Soul gained from game number 1. There is Alpha Cap. He's got J-Pow downfield, who just does not want to rotate back. He finally will do so. Soul definitely looking like they've been a bit grounded here. Looking to try and regain something as the attempted bump on Hoxer won't quite come through. Path puts it straight back over to Hoxer yet again. Do not want to go 2 goals down here, but they might not have much of an option about it if XSET get their way. It's a good block. That might be sneaking on through. Hoxer quick enough to avoid being demoed. Stealth also look to try and take out J-Pow. Both these teams really want to try and get these demos and these bumps, but been a little bit slow to get them so far. This game could really open up, though, should these touches happen.
Oh, wow.
J-Pow. Well, he doesn't need any demos. He just needs raw power on his shot.
Yeah, brilliant approach from J-Pow. He's in there at the back post, gets over the top of the defender. Perfect placement as well. That's beautiful. XSET are playing really well. I think, you know, it's easy to look at a matchup like this and think, you know, XSET must be playing poorly. They've lost a game to one of the lowest seed teams in the competition. But if you take a look at the gameplay, these teams are both playing phenomenal Rocket League at times here. We've had, a few missed touches here and there. But overall, I'm liking what I'm seeing. I like the chances of either of these teams against SSG, to be honest, later on today.
I'm going to find out which one it is going to be. Minute and 30 left here. Soul, if they want to try and bring this one back, need to get something going very soon because their offensive chances have been very few and far between here in game 2. J-Pow, great drop, but for a team that's 2 goals up, you don't really need to send anyone over to that. So despite the fact that it would have been a highlight reel play, it was a highlight reel play that they didn't need to go and score. It's the midfield. Shay will have to start all the way back again. Path tries to jump up for it, but XSET just that little bit quicker than them at the moment. Been very difficult for Soul to really find their footing against this team because it's going to be a flip reset. Path will clear the ball to the far side. But I love this from XSET. They're not trying to force the pace. So many times here, we have had teams that are coming in, expected to be the better team. They lose a game and they just go, all right, well, we're just going to completely outpace them. They haven't done that so far. They're picking their spots. They're letting the game come to them. And it has worked out fantastically here in game 2. XSET have responded well, but what a dunk! Stealth from out of nowhere comes in from the blind spot.
Yeah, Hoxer had no idea about that one. What a read by Stealth. They got to go for things like that. You're running out of time here, and I totally agree with you. The change of pace from XSET was phenomenal. They've made the necessary adaptation. They realized, okay, these guys are playing confidently, they're playing fast, and they look good while doing it. So let's just slow the game down. Let's try and read their passing plays, go for the interceptions, and then just win the game with finesse. And now, you can see that there are more than one gear to this Soul team. Now here comes Parth for a solo play. He's denied.
Now back to the midfield. Stealth doesn't want to let this play go. Path over, and it's a save by Alpha Cap, assisted by the crossbar. Shay wants to keep the ball up. He's not going to have the chance to do so. And a bump on Path means that XSET have got game number 2. And this is turning into a great series, Johnny.
Yeah, what a couple of games. And I love the change from Soul. At the end of the game there, they're taking some extra risks because they realize we're 2 goals down in the final minute against a team who are posturing quite defensively and looking really solid. So let's just throw ourselves in there. Stealth goes for a wild dunk attempt, and it actually works. And they get multiple chances on net in the final 30 seconds. That is some brilliant, aggressive Rocket League at the end of the game, giving themselves opportunities to get this comeback. But equally well done by XSET to squash every single one of them.
Yeah, XSET are putting the players in the right spots, especially when they're in their offensive side of the field. It's been good because they're not forcing it in any way. It's just, hey, player's in a good spot. Are you going to utilize him? Of course we're going to utilize him. And they're just getting goals like that. It has been a good, sustainable way for XSET to try and play in this series. As for Soul, they now know the challenge ahead of them. They now know that if they are going to take a series against XSET, they're going to have to do it against an XSET that is playing at a decent standard.
Yeah, both these teams, like I said, playing pretty well so far. That is a miss in defense, however. Shay has to be very careful right now, and he is sufficiently. He just keeps an eye on the aggressive players coming in. Make sure the ball stays away from every single one of them. You know, we talked about earlier on what these two teams might be thinking if they look at Space Station Gaming's performance, winning 3 in a row to progress against 72 PC. Oh, look at this from AlphaCap. What a finish, but the pass was really wonderful from J-Pow.
Yeah, J-Pow has been outstanding throughout this series so far. He was in the right positions to score the goals in the last game. Now he's in the perfect position to set them up in this one. And he is the leading light in XSET. As AlphaCap's going to try and take his own opportunity straight down the middle. Kept out, and crucially so for Seoul.
The more calculated play coming out from XSET, I was going to mention. You know, the opposite of what we discussed earlier. Space Station watching this matchup, they might not be feeling too great about it, because these are the kind of level of teams that Space Station might struggle to just read as well as they usually read teams like NRG and the other very best teams in NA. Big chance now. Oh, it's gone in off the defender! Shay gets the credit, and he definitely should, but that was technically an own goal.
And it is J-Pow! You're the one that's going to be the unfortunate recipient of the own goal award. Which was an award, actually, Johnny, in the old game. I'm a little upset that they don't hand those out anymore.
Yeah, we need to bring that one back. Own goal of the day segment on the pre-show. If you guys want that, remember to tweet at RLCS, RL Esports, let them know.
Top 3 plays followed immediately up by own goal of the day.
The bottom 3 plays, yes.
If you were to take either of those, which one would you want? And why is it definitely the bottom? Yeah.
You can. Well, I mean, we used to do this. In fact, you used to narrate a top 10 plays of the week, and I used to narrate the worst 10 plays of the week. So we could bring it back.
XSET would like all of those plays to be theirs at the moment,
well
and
played.
shots like that will certainly go a long way to help them. Well, Seoul have looked really good, but I would say overall, this series is really starting to tread towards XSET.
Yeah, XSET have shown some class here. They, you know, in the fast-paced matchup, they were extremely close with Seoul. That game 1 could have gone either way. It was a very tightly fought matchup. Game 2, XSET changed the pace. They're, you know, really just trying to avoid mistakes and to read the passing plays as early as possible and wait for mistakes, which are starting to come in more than they were earlier. That is another one. J-Pow with the dunk capitalizes.
Yeah, Shay realizes he can't go for it and then struggles to get out of Stealth's way.
Yeah.
Stealth could have maybe helped him out with that, and instead just sort of got right in front of him.
Yeah, that was unfortunate. You know, sometimes it's just a bad landing and you don't really have any way to get out of the way, but that's not what happened there. You know, it seemed like a lapse of concentration. It's pretty easy for that to happen in front of the net, though, especially when there's an attacker coming into the ball. It does happen, but it can't happen again for Seoul. They're down by 2 now. Stealth with a shot that's a bit too direct at Hoxer, who's done well, takes control. Well played. XSET looked really good today, Shogun. This is a clean performance. They're up against extremely tough opposition, definitely more dangerous. Look at this again. Shay coming forward with Parth in support, and he mind games the last defender.
And they are still in this, mistakes and all. Shay,
beautiful.
With a bit of help, he's going to get that over to Parth. We'll call that a goal secure. Had to be done.
Yeah, it was perfect timing, though. Really well done by Shay there. Jumping as the 50-50 came in. Neutralizes the ball, but also keeps it very, you know, close to where they were going to be landing. Keeps the open net on the cards. This definitely keeps this game close. It's not an easy series at all for XSET, despite some pretty solid Rocket League. And yeah, I really rate this team with their new addition. Look at the pre-flip shot by Stealth. Denied by all 3 XSET defenders.
Now with 2 minutes left, that 1-goal lead is looking more and more precarious. Here comes Shay. Won't be able to get there before Hoxer. It's a booming clear. Parth will try his best to try and get back to this one, but have to start all over again from the beginning. But nobody really available to run onto this one. Gives Parth a lot of bit of room.
Man.
It's going to bounce all the way out. In comes Shay. Didn't quite get a hold of it. Stealth was waiting in the midfield as well. They could have found him. Then that could have been the golden opportunity that they were waiting for. AlphaCap again has to rotate back. It's over to Stealth! 3 each! And there was a lack of respect from XSET. Every time they thought they could get out, they got too far forward, and the chance eventually fell.
Wow, Stealth just lingers upfield, made himself available for the infield pass. Alpha Kep's going to be disappointed with his positioning on that play, though. 50-50 went past the player in front of him. I believe it was Hoxer and himself. That's just a bit too close on the spacing. He's got to leave enough of a gap there so that if a 50-50 does go wrong, he can still get goal side of the ball.
Off the backboard. In they come one more time. Alpha Kep! 4-3. And they'll be wiping a bit of sweat off their brow there. They've got to hold on to this for another minute 23.
What a series. XSET responds with an immediate lead again. All three players getting involved in the offensive play. Very fast as well. I'm so impressed with what I'm seeing from both teams here, Shogun.
It's certainly been an entertaining series, which is exactly what I'm here for every single week. This has been great to watch so far. Out goes Stealth. And for the backboard, they're going to need to try and find something here. This is for series point for either team that can take this. Has he got anyone to find with that pass? No. As it's a good block, though. Shay won't be able to. Oh, he could have actually turned around for that after the miss. Hoxer, though, will respawn. Pass over to J-Pow. J-Pow back to Hoxer. And J-Pow is having the time of his life on the field.
XSET are playing fantastic Rocket League. What a pass from J-Pow. From the back wall, he flew right across the goal to knock that one into the middle again. But even before that, the reads on the infield passes that Solar are attempting are phenomenal. They're keeping XSET ahead in the game here.
Now it's going to be Hoxer looking to try and put that third one in. We've already had 8 goals so far. What would be a 9th? Well, Stealth and Shay would like to try and provide it to us off the backboard. Oh. In comes Path, and it's right into the path of one of the XSET defenders. A blasted clear, and it will be 6-3. Again, we saw what we had from the last game, Johnny. It was Soul that wanted to throw everything in to give themselves a chance, and didn't quite work.
Yeah, they're overdoing the infield passes at the end of this game. There's no doubt about that. That was, I think, the third read. Just complete interception that we've seen on an infield pass in the final minute that we've seen here. So that's something Soul will need to be careful about. If they plan to continue to pass the ball infield in offense, they need to do it more sporadically. They'll need to mix it up with some direct shots, maybe some backward passes, just mind games, anything else. All it takes is a couple of different strategies being shown, and that will prevent XSET from moving off the line as aggressively as they are to read these passes.
Yep, certainly so. XSET 2-1 up in a series that is certainly delivering for all of us here. And they are now just one more game away from booking their place in the next round up against Space Station Gaming. Yeah, I feel like this is now up to Soul. They've got to do what we just saw XSET do. We know XSET are capable of changing the plan on the fly. Now, Soul, what is plan B? Because plan A, if you lose the lead, is starting to seem like it falls apart towards the end. So I'm looking forward to seeing what Soul are going to bring here in Game 4.
Yeah, it's been mainly solo plays, demo plays, infield passes. That's been the combination that Soul are rinsing and repeating here in this series. And unfortunately for them, a large part of that, the infield pass element, has started to cause them more harm than it is helping them. So they need to switch it up. I think that they're capable of switching it up. They definitely look like they've got the mechanics, and they've definitely got the confidence today. And hey, they've got a 1-goal lead off a kickoff. That's a good start. But will they be able to avoid tough interceptions, which have been hurting them as XSET start to get a better read on them as the series goes on?
What is going on with kickoff goals today? And why is it Shay that keeps scoring them? That's his second. He scored the last one, going for the kickoff and then scoring it by himself. This one, he's able to get to for the immediate goal. We even got the non-going for kickoff earlier on, so we're already up to 3 here on the Rocket League stream. Off the backboard, it's going to be Hoxer that ends up missing it after he was under a little bit of challenge. Continued pressure though from XSET as a good drop down, but nobody available. And speaking of the streams, quick result for you guys as well, especially if you're a Forky fan, because unfortunately he is now out. Slipping Ice Cubes end up dropping in our first round. So we won't be seeing any more of them. They dropped to Loco, which is certainly not a bad team to be dropping down to. But that is also bad news for XSET, because it means that, hey, they definitely need to win this now.
Well, you know, the exact two teams that put Soul here. Alpha Cap ties us up in this series, or in this match, I should say. Great 50-50 from Hoxer. Keeps the ball in the center. And it was just maybe a bit risky for the Soul defender to play that ball directly down the middle. Maybe it would have made more sense to go towards the corner.
J-Pal can look for a kickoff goal of his own. Path doesn't allow it. Alpha Cap with a second opportunity. There's going to be no third. Certainly have not been lacking for goals in this series so far, and they have been all very in quality, but plenty of really solid ones. It's going to be J-Pal. He's got Alpha Cap already moving forward to help him out, and he's already up for this ball. Going to be over to J-Pal one more time. It's a crucial touch by Path. Must win here for Soul. They don't, then they will be out of this tournament, having gained that first game win that they were so desperate for. But now's the time to get greedy. Time to get 2 more of those. So you can take yourself through to a matchup with Space Station Gaming. Here is J-Pal. Looks for Hoxer one more time. He's not going to get the pass he was after. Instead, Path. Oh, that's not the flick he was needing. And Alpha Cap, cool as you like. Maybe a little bit too cool, actually, as Shay comes and removes the ball away from him. And his team is still under pressure.
I love the decision-making, though, from Parth. You know, the execution let him down on the flick, but to dribble there made a lot of sense. Now another infield pass saved this time from Alpha Cap, but that's the safe infield pass. That was such a short-range one. There wasn't really a window for XSET to punish it.
Off the backboard, J-Pal just waiting around.
Amazing.
He'll drop over to me.
Yeah, he just stops. He didn't want to get in the way, so he just said, well, I'm not moving. You can play around me.
The first ever solo person rule 1.
The fake controller DC.
Oh,
it's another own goal.
It's another one.
Stealth gets the credit this time. This one is even more of a wicked deflection.
Well, Stealth hits it, and then the post does the rest of the work for him.
Oh boy. Well, they're back in the lead, 2-1. It wasn't pretty, but unfortunately for XSET, own goals are coming in more often than they'd like. They heard about our worst play of the day idea. They've decided to make as much of a go of it as they can.
Are they aware that we need a variety of goals? You know, off the post, into my car and in. I feel like we've had that, you know? Hopefully we get to see some more. As Alpha Cap, he's up for the top 10 plays, though. And with goals like that, I'm not going to deny him. And it seems like the defense of Soul was unable to either.
You know, they do say any publicity is good publicity. XSET are going to be in the bottom 3 plays and the top 3 plays with shots like that. 2-2. This has been a brilliant series, but I would love to see a game 5. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Soul have played really well, and it's great to see a confident performance from such an underdog team with there's such new players to the scene here. Another very useful pre-flip from Stealth. He's been putting those to great use today.
I was terrified because I was on his camera and it looked like he might accidentally hit it into his own teammate. Maybe get another one for the own goal record, as Shay will make sure that one is in. And that is great counter-attacking play there by Soul. T-Hox is already up, and instantly Shay goes looking for anyone that he can possibly demo. Like a rocket over there.
I love that. There was no hesitation at all. As soon as the ball ended up behind him, he only had one thing on his mind. He's thinking, right, how can I help my team in this play? Let me just look for the goalkeeper. It worked out brilliantly. Now Shay with a pre-jump save blocks Hoxer's aerial. 1 goal lead for the underdogs. If they can send us to a game 5 here, you already know anything can happen. And you know, I think that would have everybody watching the SSG versus the winner of the series getting really confused, thinking, okay, clearly SSG are going to run all over whoever wins this because it was such a struggle for them. And no, this is actually the round 1 in the lower bracket that's been more impressive for me.
Good thing is we're going to have to play that out and get the real results for ourselves. Just looking forward to seeing which team that is going to be. Is this a bump on Alpha Cap? He won't be able to recover in time. Well played by J-Pal. I feel like I've been saying that an awful lot this series. J-Pal has really impressed me. Especially with a lot of his offense, his passes, his shooting. Pretty much had the complete package so far as Alpha Cap chooses not to jump on through. There's a good reason why. Path over to Stealth, and that's not in! They double the lead!
Oh, man. Well, you know, we're criticizing their infield passes to third man in the last game, but if you're playing it to your second man in the attack, you're covered. And with accuracy like this, why not? This is phenomenal. They've actually fixed the problem they had in the last game without changing strategy. They've just executed the same strategy to a higher level.
What I do like is that they executed that one whilst on the counter. The last one, they were getting intercepted because the other team was already back. They can set up, they can just drive straight through the passing line. This one, not the case. Catch them on their way back. They're going to have to half rotate just to get over to you, and that's awkward enough as it is. 20 seconds here. Stealth just want to stay on the ball, and they're not going to try for a third. I think even a team as entertaining as Seoul has been so far will have their own limits. Realize that they've just got to try and keep a hold of this here, and Game 5 is on the way. Champions Field looks like it is up next.
Wow.
Seoul for the first time.
Oh boy.
Have got their chance of the series. They find themselves on series point, and it's all to play for.
Well, you know, it's fine to say that teams look competitive and that they look like they could be tough for a Space Station to beat in the next round, but that's a meaningless statement. Nobody wants to hear that. What you guys want to hear is that these teams will beat Space Station Gaming, but the more I watch them play, I think the more I'm ready to say it. If I see a good Game 5 here from the winning team, or, you know, if Game 5 is a good game, I think whoever wins this series will progress past SSG later on today, just based on what we've seen so far today from this tournament. That's looking like more and more of a reality the more that we watch these two teams play. It's been phenomenal Rocket League all the way through.
Well, we're going to have to find out which one it's going to be. Both teams have shown us some great Rocket League, but only one team can move on through. The other team will have the unfortunate distinction of being out at the first possible stage. And this could be huge for them, not only because they get another $500 just for winning this game, but also those 30 extra points that are also important to both of them, especially a team like Seoul that still need to find their way. They want to get any sort of chance towards maybe qualifying for the major at the end of the split. Here we go, 5 minutes between either of these teams and the next round. J-Pow over to Alpha Cap, and we're going to see what this team can do. A lot of teams I would usually turn around here, Johnny, and say, all right, relatively unexperienced, probably going to turtle up a little bit here. But if I say that here, I would be lying to myself, to everyone. I expect this to be even more boost button permanently pressed down by Seoul.
We're certainly hoping for that. These two teams have been so entertaining today. But I think the win condition for XSET is it might be to park the bus and to try and hit Seoul on the counter-attack, because Game 3, counter-attacks were working out really well, and it looks like XSET might be starting a more defensive line right now. I agree with that strategy. I think it's very smart, but will Seoul be able to avoid, you know, those counter-attacks? Will they be able to avoid letting all their infield passes getting intercepted? Maybe. They were playing a great game last game. That was close, and there was no defender anywhere near it. Seoul had the best chance so far.
Like you said, they were taking a more defensive line, but they haven't been overly cautious where they're clearing that ball. Now it's XSET's opportunity. It's down to Hoxer. J-Pow wants to go the entire way, and he will go the entire way. My personal MVP for this series steps up yet again.
That first touch is unreal. J-Pow controls the ball mid-air to start an air dribble. And I don't think anybody expected that one. They were ready for the hard shot. They were maybe ready for a flip reset being attempted, but the old-fashioned vanilla air dribble comes out, and it works out wonderfully. 1-0 to the favorites.
Shay now looks for his own chance. It's a double commit. Stealth off the backboard. Hoxer wants to make contact, and he ends up missing it! What? Stealth ties us up!
Oh, I just had a feeling. You just see Hoxer flying so awkwardly for this ball. You knew he might be missing it. But still, for Seoul to be ready for it, you're playing against XSET, you're playing against Hoxer, and you're ready for him to miss an overhead clear. You know, that shows just how aggressive these guys are playing and how ready they are for any opportunity.
Well, it wasn't going to be that easy, was it? Hoxer can't quite get it to J-Pow, and now it's going to be a breakaway opportunity. Stealth, he's managed to beat Alpha.
No way.
Double tap! And it's in! Stealth gets the brace, and it is a phenomenal goal to get there!
Oh, that is disgusting. Stealth with the best double of the day, 2-1. To play that first touch so confidently, you can tell that all he was thinking of from the moment he jumped was, I'm scoring this double touch, and he has gone and done it. 2-1, Sol with a comeback. Look out for the bump. Hearth decides to go for the ball instead. Shay unable to pop his shot on target. Stealth trying to get involved in the attack, and that lets the ball go through towards Hoxter, and now Alpha Kep into the middle. Will he double it on target? He's run out of boost, and J-Pow is too far back.
J-Pow, though, will keep the pressure on. It's not a great recovery for him, though. Almost managed to swipe away at one of the oncoming players. Again, these clears just aren't good enough. Stealth looked to jump on into it, much how we scored earlier on. And just look at how long Sol are willing to just stick around on the offensive side of the field before they start rotating back. They are determined to steal boost, get a player, they don't care what. As long as they can find something that will benefit them. And yes, it has left them open to counterattacks, but no, they do not care. Path looks to try and tip the ball on, cannot quite do so. 2 minutes remaining here, Johnny, in a series that I wish wouldn't end. But I suppose if we're going to, we might as well have it as tight as it is looking to be.
Yeah, who knows, maybe overtime will give us a couple extra games on a technicality. J-Pow versus Shay with a really good save, but Hoxter's following up with a shot of his own, and that will be blocked by Stealth, but J-Pow dunks in the equalizer. And a response, a much-needed response for XSET.
Yeah, take a look at this. Stealth looked to get rid of it, but J-Pow fully behind the ball. Stealth just wanted to find something, some sort of contact that could take that ball away. 1 minute 40 on the clock. And now real test for both teams. What can they do here? Path in! And it is a deflection that takes it away from the goal. It's a great return there from Shay. Wasn't in a good spot to actually go all the way back for it, so instead just make sure that any contact that he's going to get has to be wild.
You know, got to just give credit to Sol. The movement off the ball that these guys use to enable these passing plays to happen, these run-on counterattacks, are working out because there's always a player running ahead, making a bump attempt on a goalkeeper or just making themselves available. And it's all about the clutch factor. We're into the final minute. So far, both teams have been inseparable. XSET trying to play that counter-punch style. Hoxter's shot will go into the corner. Can Sol continue to play at this level?
It's going to go across the face of goal. Shay will just about keep it away from the upcoming attacking player. But J-Pow turns around, and he's in the form they can hit those sort of shots. Shay will eventually dive on free, can recover for this, actually, and the entire three-person team is going. J-Pow will be happy to see how heavy that first touch was. 30 seconds left here, and we're all tied up.
Oh, what a chance that was. If Shay brought that ball down, it was a 3v1. There was just anything available for them. And you can guarantee that the run-on demo was planned. Now they have to go for plan B. Final 15 seconds of regulation time, game 5. We really didn't expect that we would be settling the series here, but look at the outplays coming in for Sol. Hoxter in an awkward position in the back wall, but this time he will do excellently with a clear.
Yeah, no matter how badly he did last time, he's made it up for it this time around. Oh! It's a heartbreaker for Sol. Buzzer beater will do it to him, and XSET move on to face Space Station.
What a series. Hoxter was outplayed earlier on this game, misses an overhead clear, and then he's put in the same position again at the very end of the same game. And not only does he save the shot, not only does he prevent it from bouncing off the backboard, he brings it under control, takes it the full length of the field, and centers it perfectly for Alpha Kep. 0-second winner for XSET, but, you know, well played to Sol. What a series, what a performance from 3 relative rookies in the scene. And, you know, based on this one series, I really doubt this will be the last we're going to see of them.
Okay, Johnny, okay, I've seen the schedule for the day. I think we're going to have to make this official right now because we're not going to have the chance to hear it later on. Is XSET going to beat Space Station, in your own words?
Yes, game 5. I think it's happening. I think, well, based on what we've seen so far today, yes. You know, Space Station are a great team, and maybe they're going to bring a version of Space Station that we've not yet seen today, but based on what we've seen today, that XSET will beat this Space Station we saw earlier.
Well, cannot wait to see that. And make sure you guys stay tuned to see that as well later on in today's broadcast. But when we come back from a break, we're going to hear all of the reaction from our desk, as well as get into our third match of the day, which is the Sonics against Nefarious.